Hello, trading has closed on May the 2nd, 2023. As always, we'll do our disclaimer, go over our calls, make some predictions. Here's my disclaimer. Remember, I can be completely wrong. Trade at your own risk. If you find the channel helpful, please click like and tell your friends about it and have them subscribe. Look for the pattern today with the early low, which we got. And tomorrow should also have the early low. We said if we gapped down that all the elements were present for a big drop, and if we didn't gap down, nothing stopped us from dilly-dallying around. This is what we said. So we gapped down and we had the big drop. During the day, MEJT gave an ultimate sell signal, hasn't hit its target. Gives us a target that ultimately we'll see 41.0877. Almost always will trade lower than that. We also had a MEJT buy signal. We have gone higher. We haven't gone high enough to satisfy it. And the signal, the target can change one time. Almost always it gets resolved by the day's close, but this time it didn't. So we're going to trade higher than this, but exactly how much higher I can't say until I know whether or not we're going to get the other target. We now see we have a reversal bar on the daily chart when the bar is flat. My rule says that means we're going to challenge the lower Bollinger Band, which is now around 40.62. Of course, it'll change, but still that gives us over 50 handles lower as of right now. Of course, this can trade up too, but it's still, there's a much lower target. This is my preferred count. It's not the only count. I used to have blue B ending here, and if C was half A, we get 35.16. Because of these things, we now have blue B ending here, so we'll get rid of this, and we'll say C is equal to half A at 35.23.4. And if we change this to this, if that works, we'll get an average price of 35.0749, which compares favorably to the 35.0571, where C would be equal to 1.618 times green A. Now I know C should be not at the end of A, but the end of B. I just can't write that in, so I'm leaving it here for now. So far we only had a 38.2% retrace. Usually you'll trade up to 61.8, but no law says you have to. And if we stop here, it's usually a very weak pattern. Tomorrow's pattern has the early low. We could still gap down. Today's break argues for yesterday's high holding. That was our 41.86 target, and for a sizable decline to have begun. The FOMC announcement is tomorrow afternoon. Typically leads to wild swings. I can't predict them with a sufficient degree of accuracy. MEJT give us both lower and higher targets. We'll have to use the mixed signals rules here. It's positive we gap down, hit a lower low, close over these lows, but it's negative. Today's normally bearish pattern, normally bullish pattern, wasn't bullish, and there was severe early weakness. Almost always that leads to more weakness before long. We use the mixed signal rules regardless of what happens tomorrow. I think we'll trade much lower before very long. I think that regardless of what count you're using, we've completed an ABC. That's the end of B. We're going down in wave C. Wave A down was a doozy, and wave C down should be pretty good too. I have targets in the 3700s and the 3500s. Other numbers may work, but once again, after this big drop, I think we're going to finish the year much higher. Because I think we've completed We're in the last wave of a big ABC, which has taken over 25 years to form, and this is the last wave down. I just think it has a ways to go on the downside. So tomorrow has the early low. I can't predict what will happen after the FOMC announcement. We have higher and lower targets, but I think we hit a major high yesterday, and I think we're going to go much lower regardless of what happens tomorrow. And that's today's call.